Good look at the 6th oldest ballpark in baseball, Kauffman Stadium. And a reminder that Yankee baseball is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Ford dealers. That's why you drive a Ford. Nice look. And now back inside. Park that opened April 10, 1973. Yankees now with an 8-4 lead, and if Jeff Nelson can pitch 2 more effective innings, he could close this one out and pick up a save. Shane Mack to lead it off for the Royals. There's the frisbee, the slurve, in for a strike. Mentioned that Terry Crowley, one of your ex-teammates, the king of swing.
That's right.
Hitting coach for the Minnesota Twins, had a very positive influence on Shane Mack's career as a hitter. Did he go? No, says crew chief Don Dinkinger, and it's 1-1. But young players that come up with a metal bat are not as pull conscious. You know, you can get hit on the hands and still get a base hit. And nobody ever really showed Shane Mack how to turn on the inside pitch. Brocious cuts it off. There's an example of what a difference having a Scott Brocious. I mean, he's almost at the shortstop position when he fielded that ball and turned it into an easy play. Well, let's go to our Aflac trivia quiz and show you the answer of who led the 1927 Yankees in hits. My guess was Earl. Yep, yeah. There he is, Earl Combs.
231 hits.
He and Babe Ruth for 6 consecutive years hit 300 as a pair of outfielders. And Larry Sutton now off the Kansas City bench to hit for Ernie Young. Sutton started in last night's ball game. Just 1 home run this year, showed good power numbers down in Omaha. Got that hitterish look because the bat's in a good position, and that front shoulder you can almost see his number.
It's tucked in.
Yeah, from center field. So that always helps a hitter stay closed and get a little better look at the ball. Fouled straight back, 2-1.
Well, we talked about this park being the 6th oldest in the American League. What they have done is we look at the swing of Larry Sutton. It used to be a much better pitcher's park than it is now, and it still is. And that's why over the years the Royals pitching has always sort of outdistanced their hitting, even with the George Bratts and the Hal McRae's and hitters like that over the years.
That's on the edge, 2-2. It was a doubles park for years when it had AstroTurf. I mean, I think Brett led the league in doubles, and Amos Otis, Hal McRae, they're always hitting extra base hits. Willie Wilson. Willie, not a lot of home runs.
Yeah, Willie was getting triples, though.
Right. Just missed the backdoor curveball, 3-2. And I think you mentioned it was a pitcher's park as we pan around. And part of the reason a lot of these parks aren't pitchers' havens anymore.
They brought the fences in.
Well, and the athletes are getting bigger and stronger. They're shrinking them up. Good at bat by Sutton. He laid off a couple of close breaking balls. That draws a 1-out walk here for the Royals. Coming up next after our Jeep and Eagle post-game report, stay tuned for Bill Daughtry at the sports desk. He'll bring you up to date on all the sports activity, and then at midnight Fox Sports News. What you didn't get at the sports desk, you'll get there. A lot of basketball action, Kentucky Derby, Major League Baseball. Here's Mike Sweeney. Inside, ball 1. Base hit and a couple of walks off Andy Pettit. Sutton not going anywhere, and Nelson gives him a token toss. Good fastball, maybe the best one he's thrown. think the pitch before that frustrated Jeff a little. He thought he had a strike, didn't get it, and he kind of reached back. That was a grudge fastball.
It's nice when you can reach back and do that. I guess that's what Nolan Ryan was throwing every pitch, huh?
Yeah, you could hear him grunt. There's a good curve. That's in. It's 1-2. Yankees would go to 19-6. Mike Stanton getting ready in case a couple of left-handers come to the plate. Not going anywhere. Al and I were talking about that during the middle innings, all the throws to first base. I mean, right now I think the last thing the Yankees would have to be concerned with is Larry Sutton stealing second base with an 8-4 lead. Hit well to left field, but Curtis is there. Retreats a couple steps and puts it away, and there are 2 down in the Royals' 8th.
Curtis talking it over with the bullpen out there. We're going to have a pinch hitter, the veteran
Terry Pendleton. He's out early today,
number 6,
trying to help Felix Martinez, along with hitting coach Tom Poquette, trying to help Felix Martinez, their young shortstop, with his approach to hitting. And I think that's the value of having a veteran like this on your ball club.
You know, when you think of Terry Pendleton, you know he's getting down towards the end of his career. Here's a guy who could be a valuable coach or instructor in the minor leagues for an organization if he chooses to do so.
Low for a ball, came up with the Cardinals, of course, was over there during some great years under Whitey Herzog, and this was so much a part of the success of the Atlanta Braves when they started to become a force in the early 90s. Again, the rhythm of this game has been established by the pitcher. Girardi out right now, I think, to Jeff Nelson and say it's 8-4. Just look at me. I'll put some fingers down and fire it home. You know, last night, the combination of Hideki Irabu, Pat Rapp, and Brian O'Nora behind the plate, they established a nice, quick tempo, and it was a little crisper ball game. Pendleton runs up, takes a strike, and it's 1-1.
He's played on some pretty good ball clubs in his career with the Cardinals when he first came up. And as you mentioned, the Atlanta Braves. Just when the Braves are starting their playoff run.
Into left field, picks up a base hit. Keeps the inning alive for the Royals. I guess the New York fans that might be Mets fans watching will always remember that dramatic home run that he hit against them back in the early 90s when the Mets and the Cardinals were battling it out. Pinch runner for Pendleton will be Felix Martinez.
So add one more hit to the career total.
Johnny Damon, who's had a big night, 3 for 4, all against Andy Pettit. Now you get a chance to face a sidearm and right-hander. In for a strike. That's a great strike one pitch that Jeff Nelson has against the left-hand hitter. You start that breaking ball about a foot outside, and the hitter gives up on it. It doesn't have to be your best one.
You know, and it's kind of flat, too, and that's what makes it so effective against the righties.
There it is again, and this is ripped down in the corner. Caught too much of the plate. O'Neill plays it out of the corner. Martinez is being waved home. And the Royals are back in this ball game. It's 8-6.
Well, one thing, the Royals are not going quietly in this ball game. And Joe Torre's going to come out and make a move.
Where this inning got away from Jeff Nelson is a 3-2 breaking ball to Larry Sutton with a 4-run lead. And he walked him on the breaking ball, and then this pitch.
Hanging breaking ball, middle of the plate, down. Damon now has 4 hits in the ball game, 4 for 5 on the night. Here's another look at contact, but he has got that ball covered. Going to flip that bat through the zone and drive the ball into the right field corner for the 2-base hit.
Now Nelson with a perfect 7th inning and then gives up 2 runs here. He's also responsible for Damon. Yankees lead is cut to 2. We'll be back on MSG after this.
That'll keep you company.
Amoco. You expect more from a leader, and you get it.
Yankee fans, the Yankees want you to join their official fan club for kids. There's 2 packages to choose from. The double play with lots of great stuff, and the Grand Slam, well, it's got even more. Yankee caps, t-shirts, ticket discounts, and there's even an official newsletter. So if you're 16 or younger, ask Mom or Dad to sign you up. Call 201-784-9600 for more information. That's 201-784-9600.
Snapper's Grade More for 44 deal. Buy any new Snapper walk-behind mower and get any one of these handy Snapper accessories for only 44 bucks. And get more from your Snapper mower. More efficient grass collection with the Snapper bagging system. More effective thatch removal with the Snapper Thatcherizer. Or more leaf relief with the Snapperizer Leaf Shredder. Get more for 44 at your Snapper dealer today.
Snapper. Anything less just won't cut it.
Call 1-800-SNAPPER for the dealer nearest you.
New York Yankee baseball is brought to you in part by your neighborhood KFC. Isn't it time for some really good chicken? Well, if you come out to the ballpark tomorrow, you'll see the original chicken, the San Diego chicken, will be performing here. Jeff Nelson with an effective 7th inning. Could not retire the Royals here in the 8th, and he'll turn it over to I would say the most valuable man in the Yankee bullpen the first month of the season, Mike Stanton.
4 saves before Mariano Rivera returned to the lineup. 15 strikeouts, only 3 walks.
That's what has made him a much better pitcher right now. I can remember when Bobby Cox talked about Stanton being his closer in Atlanta, and of course Mike was for a while, but the one fear that they always had was his ability to, or inability to, throw the ball over the plate consistently. But his control this year has been excellent. Jose Offerman now, who I think you mentioned had the highest batting average against left-hand pitching last year in the American League, represents the tying run. Johnny Damon at second. Strike 1 on the corner. If you like pitching, last night was a game you enjoyed. And if you like base runners and action and hitting, and I mean the Yankees, Paul O'Neill's throwing a runner out at home. Royals lost a run when Brian O'Nora said Mike Sweeney did not tag up at third on a fly ball. There's been a little bit of everything. Inside, 1-1. Each team with a dozen hits. The Royals have committed 3 errors. Joined us late. Andy Pettitte started for the Yankees. Not his most effective performance, but he would stand to get the win. Broken bat toward Jeter. The off-balance throw right on target. And again, Mike Stanton comes in and does the job. We head to the 9th inning in Kansas City with the Yankees a chance to win another one. Back after this.
Sunday, MSG is your source for extensive Knicks Heat post-game coverage. The Sports Desk Playoff Special Edition, Sunday on MSG Network.
never before. Possibly never again. Financing on the right side of the point. 0.9%. Financing less than 1%. 0.9% for 48 months on Taurus and Ranger. You want the car? We have the financing. 0.9% for 48 months on Taurus. You want the truck? We have the financing. 0.9% for 48 months on Ranger. You must not miss this. Hurry to your local Ford dealer.
Stop at the shop, Stereo Shop.
Lower prices, free lifetime service. I buy everything in the Stereo Shop.
Car stereo to cell phones, big screens to camcorders. You get more for your money at Stereo Shop.
They're not on commission. They tell me what I need. Now it costs more.
We take care of our customers. That's why we've been here for 15 years. I like that I'm supporting the local business. Greece, Henrietta, or the new East Avenue. When you're buying electronics,
Stop at the shop, Stereo Shop.
7 WABC.
Lionel, he's right.
What does his sexual behavior have to do with whether he can run the country? What?
You mean you lied to your wife and said you were a virgin?
Well,
Knock it off, buddy.
I don't believe you for 1 minute. Bye-bye.
you decide if I'm the most dangerous man in America or just a sensitive 90s guy.
Baloney. They don't care about an old land deal, but they care about sex. They care about lying.
If you're talking about it, we're talking about it. News Talk Radio 77 WABC.
An 8-6 ball game. Boy, this has been a kind of a seesaw affair. The Yankees took the lead in the 4th inning. They haven't given it up, but they've had to hang on. Now Matt Wisnett, the left-hander, becomes the 4th pitcher of the night for the Royals.
Right away you see the 8 walks in 10 innings. So he might get it over, and then again he might not.
Larry Sutton will stay in the game and play right field. And Felix Martinez, who went into pinch run for Terry Pendleton, takes over at shortstop. Good night for Bernie Williams, 2 for 4. Low for a ball. Tony Muser talking about his bullpen, and I think you talked to him about it yesterday, the inconsistency of it. And Wisnett a good example. He said you just don't know from night to night whether it's going to be a night where he can throw it over or not. Looks like Mariano will get the call to come in and try to save this one. On the edge, 1-1.
I mentioned Bernie with the 2 hits tonight. He has scored a couple of runs. Now with an 8-game hitting streak.
Broken bat single, or maybe not a broken bat, just a little in on the hands, and Bernie has his 3rd hit of the night. That'll bring up Tino Martinez, speaking of 3 hits. And let's take a look at one of them.
Well, this one went for the distance, and it had 2 men aboard. Yankees rallied for 3 runs in the 5th inning after 2 are out. 2 singles by O'Neill and Williams, and then Martinez with a 3-run homer.
At the time, that made it a 6-2 ball game. If the Royals keep coming back, that's on the edge for a strike. Matt Wisnett originally signed with the Phillies, and if you look at his pitching log, wherever he's gone, he's struck out a lot of hitters. He's also walked a lot of hitters. Spent some time with the Marlins. To left field, but foul, and it's 0-2. And what that tells you is that there are some organizations that scout him that say, this guy's got a good arm, let's take a chance on him. And he just has not been able to consistently throw strikes.
50-50.
Back in time, it seems like left-handers in the 90s hit left-hand pitching so much better, and I think one of the reasons is they're getting to play more against them. There's a few more left-handers. They're seeing more of them. Grounded toward second, not hit hard enough for 2, and Offerman will have to take the sure out at first. So Tino Martinez advances Bernie Williams into scoring position here, 1 down in the 9th.
A productive out, and he'll set it up for Tim Raines. Raines has a run batted in tonight.
I don't think there's any team in baseball, we've talked about this often, that advances their runners as effectively as the Yankees do. Obviously, the Rangers must be doing it pretty well right now, too. Looped out into short right center. Bernie Williams will have to hold his ground, and Sutton makes a diving grab. He didn't know he had it. Nice play by Larry Sutton. Might have just knocked the wind out of him for a moment.
Watch the tail end of this play as Sutton makes the catch. He'll look around behind him to see where the ball is.
Yeah, where'd it go?
Oh, there it is. My goodness, what a heck of a play without knowing that you did it. Ball stays in that. Now, this is the difference between now and when Buck O'Neill was playing. You could not make that catch. Ball would come right out of the glove.
You didn't have gloves that big.
Oh, I saw some gloves in the Negro League Museum today that no way they could have handled that catch.
Those outfield gloves, not like a highlight cested. But a great play by Sutton, and very wisely Bernie Williams held his ground at second. That's 2 down now, and here's Chad Curtis. Fouled straight back.
I like the approach of Chad Curtis. When he fouls a ball off that he feels he should have hit, everybody in the ballpark knows it.
He attacks.
Yeah, he feels he should have hit that pitch hard. He wasn't happy with it.
Bernie at second with his lead. 3-hit game for him tonight. That's upstairs. He plays the outfield the same way. There are some outfielders, Bernie Williams may be an example, that glide to the ball. Curtis attacks the ball like he's going to take a bite out of it. High again, 2-1. What a great trade for the Yankees for David Weathers, who pitched effectively for a brief period of time in the World Series. Other than that, or in the playoffs as well, but was not an effective pitcher. And the real steal for the Yankees picking up this guy. Another good swing and foul. That one straight back.
You can see where Wisnett has that live arm. Got a pretty good fastball. I don't think he's throwing. I haven't seen him throw a breaking ball yet.
No, we haven't seen it yet.
I mean, if he's only 50-50 with his fastball, what is he with his breaking?
Every team looking for a left-hander that can throw the ball over the plate in those late innings. Yankees fortunate they have Mike Stanton. Graham Lloyd on the disabled list right now. Probably will be back in about a week. Got him.
Jeez.
Now there's the 50-50.
Yep.
2 strikes, and then he wanted that one inside and threw it almost behind Curtis.
It's a helpless feeling when you're a hitter. You've got nowhere to go. You're going to have to take it. Just hope it doesn't get boned.
Oh, the fortunate thing there was a one-hopper.
My goodness. Look at everybody in motion back there. Curtis, Sweeney, Tim Cheetah, and now Bruce Keeson out of the dugout.
Of course, Tony Muser ejected earlier on that controversial play at third, so Keeson is going to make the pitching change himself. Looks like Big Scott Service will come in to take over the pitching chores with 2 down here in the Yankee ninth. Matt Wisnett will depart, and so will we. Back with the rest of the 9th inning on MSG when we come back.
Homeowners, call Garden State Brick Base Windows and Exteriors and get a new house without having to move or spend a fortune. That's right. You can give your home a new look and feel, any look you desire. And it just takes one phone call. For years, we've been beautifying thousands of area homes, making them more energy efficient while increasing their value. Brick, stucco, stone, siding, and windows. Quality craftsmanship, most work done within a week. all maintenance-free and fully guaranteed. Let us help you design the perfect look for your home. Call Garden State Brick Face Windows and Exteriors. To find out if our unique products are right for you, call now for a free telephone consultation. It just takes a few minutes. There's absolutely no obligation. 100% financing available. So why wait when a simple call can get you a great new house without spending a fortune?
Call 1-800-647-1600 and ask about our current special discounts. Shop from home with our exclusive free telephone consultation. Call 1-800-647-1600.
No, I don't need vinyl siding. This is an apartment. I can't get away from these salesmen. I'm Jim. Hi, Jim. This is for you. Hello. Make sure you deal with a pro, like your GMC dealer. It's closer than you think. Here, let's take a look.
Now, in addition to Jimmy's strength, comfort, and versatility, you get low 1.9 APR GMAC financing. 1.9%. Think how much you could save in finance charges. See your Tri-State GMC dealer.
Oh, no, don't get it.
Real tug of war tonight here in Kansas City. Yankees hanging on to that 2-run lead with a couple runners on, 2 out in the top of the 9th. Reminder that this copyrighted telecast authorized under rights granted by the New York Yankees solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publications, reproduction, retransmission, other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the New York Yankees and Madison Square Garden Network is prohibited. Scott's service to Scott Brocious. Good slider for a strike. Another big right-hander, 6'6", and he has been their most effective pitcher. Picked up from the Cincinnati Reds in the John Nunley, Chris Steins trade. Pretty good looking numbers. 18 strikeouts.
That deal's worked for both clubs. Those other two players done a pretty good job for the Reds.
Half swing. He did go, and it's 0-2.
Here's a look at Graham Lloyd. Just speaking of the tall Australians, another tall pitcher.
Another good veteran left-hander that a lot of clubs would like to have. He's on the DL right now, but he hasn't pitched in 9 days. The Yankees were able to backdate that disable list, so by the end of this road trip, he'll be ready to be activated. Mike Buddy called up in the meantime. 1-2 now to Brocious. Mike Buddy on that Columbus to New York shuttle. Inside, 2-2. The Royals had a player for quite a few years here, utility infielder named Bill Pacoda, and his nickname was I-29 because Omaha is about an hour and a half up the road here on I-29. He just kept going back and forth all year long whenever they needed a utility player, and that's how they nicknamed him.
Those are the days when they had a set infield.
Inside again, full count.
George Brett at third. Freddie Paytek at short, Frank White at second. And sometimes, what, Willie Mays Aikens at first?
Or John Mayberry, a little before that.
Big John, yeah.
Frank White and George Brett. Numbers out on the center field wall. Breaking ball, and he lost it. So after falling behind 0-2, Scott Brocious works out a walk. A little excitement for the fans that have stuck around here for 3.5 hours tonight, because with the bases loaded, Joe Torre is going to go to his bench and call on Darryl Strawberry. The ones that have hung around are the Yankee fans. Boy, this could be real exciting with that wind blowing out to right field. I mean, if he just gets a piece of it airborne to right, it's going to go. Six home runs and 14 RBIs, and another example of the depth of this Yankee ball club.
Fans will pay for some power hitting.
outside, ball one.
You know, Darryl is an imposing figure, even in the clubhouse. When you walk in the clubhouse before the game, he's got that Yankee T-shirt on. I mean, it is stretched to the max with the muscles and the power. And plus the fact he's taller than just about anybody in there.
To deep center. Damon going back, looking up, and this ball is gone. A grand slam home run for Darryl Strawberry. Do you believe it? It is 12-6 Yankees. They got what they waited for. I mean, have you ever seen so many fans on their feet in the visiting ballpark for a visiting player?
That's what they came to see.
Almost a year ago was the last time the Yankees got a pinch hit home run from the departed Charlie Hayes. So worth the wait for Darryl Strawberry, sitting on that bench for 3.5 hours and picked up 4 ribbies with one swing. That's production.
You spoke of the Yankee depth. A home run for the max.
In for a strike to Knobloch. So Darryl drove home 4 plus about another 4,000 or 5,000 because they stayed here to see this. Now, I bet if you asked Darryl after the game came, I don't think he got all of that ball, but he cleared the center field wall by plenty.
435 feet, Kitty. Not quite as far as the one he hit the other night at Yankee Stadium. 442.
Jam shot out towards second. Offerman there to make the play, but the damage has been done. So the Royals, who keep pecking away and coming back, now find themselves in a 6-run hole. We're heading to the bottom of the 9th. The Yankees looking for their 4th straight. They've doubled the score again. Back on MSG after this. Strawberry with a grand slammer.
Call 1-800-THE-DIME.
Want a mower that's fast and fun? Introducing Snapper's new Yard Cruiser. Designed right, the Yard Cruiser's joystick control allows you to point and go with super responsive zero-turn steering. With easy access, superior visibility, and a pivoting frame that glides over the contours of your lawn, cutting your mowing time virtually in half.
Snapper. Anything less just won't cut it.
Call 1-800-SNAPPER for the dealer nearest you.
So, you want to see my Discover Card statement? I am very, very prissy. I love to be pampered. I go have my hair done. I love to go have my nails done, have pedicures, manicures. My biggest weakness would have to be shoes. Cashback bonus award really floats my boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
I am definitely a shopaholic.
It pays to Discover. Accepted where you see the Notice sign.
Okay, tune into Bob's for men's, women's, and kids' Levi's jeans. 501, 505, 550. Bob's, the only place for Levi's.
Well, if you came to the ball yard to see a little entertainment tonight, you got what you came for. 26 hits, 3 errors, some controversial plays, and all capped off by this swing of the bat by Darryl Strawberry.
And Kitty, you called it. I don't think he got all of it. Didn't have that sound to it, but it certainly had the distance. It goes to show you, he doesn't have to get it all to hit it 430-plus feet. Man.
You mentioned going around not just the Yankee locker room, but all big league locker rooms now. Reminder that with this Grand Slam, Discover Card will make a $500 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So a lot of good things happened with that grand slammer, but the big league clubhouses now, you'd swear you were in the NFL. I mean, these guys pump and iron, are bigger, stronger. They don't have to hit it 100%. Darren Holmes now, instead of Mariano Rivera, will try to close it out. More than a hit per inning and a few too many walks. Dale Swaim takes over at first. And the first pitch to Hal Morris in for a strike. Posada's the catcher. Well, sometimes the phrase "on a roll" can get overused, but when you look at what has happened, fouled straight back to this Yankee team. I mean, every button that Joe Torre pushes is the right one. About the only thing he's missed is picking the Kentucky Derby winner today, and he missed that by a head. But every move he makes, and he'll be the first to tell you make the moves, but you have to have the players to do it, and every Yankee that's called on seems to respond.
Well, just the other night at Skydome, he took Darrell out of the lineup, put Tim Raines in to face the Rocket. Raines got 2 doubles, scored 3 runs, and drove in 2.
Upstairs, 1 and 2.
But you're right, you got to have the players to get the job done.
Well, like Tony Muser was lamenting about last night's ball game when the Royals lost 2-1. Wells and Strawberry enjoying that moment on the bench. He said, "I guess I'm a lousy manager." He had everything set up, bringing in Jose Rosado to face O'Neill and Martinez, who he had matched up well with, and he ended up walking them both.
Walked both of them.
And the Yankees win the ball game. There's the good Holmes curveball. That's fouled out of play, and the count's still 2-2. Darren Holmes, part-time starter and reliever last year in Colorado with a 9-2 record. First came up with the Brewers as a short reliever, and his trademark pitch has always been that good overhand curveball.
And it makes you wonder, all those years of pitching in Colorado where they say the curveball isn't quite as effective in that thin air. See what he does at sea level.
Should help him a little bit. Good fastball. Morris down on strikes. First out of the 9th inning. Just a little more information on Darryl Strawberry's grand slam. That is the 7th grand slam home run of his career, but it's his first pinch hit grand slam. And the last pinch hit home run the Yankees got last year from Charlie Hayes was also a grand slammer against the Orioles. So when you think of this storied franchise and all the Yankee history of the years they've been around, that's in for a strike. They have had 17 pinch hit grand slams in the history of the franchise. We got to see one of them tonight, as well as those that stuck out the 17-minute rain delay and very lengthy ball game.
I don't know if many of the other 16 were as long as that one, though.
That had a majestic look to it. Yes, when the Yankees score 4, they're pretty tough to beat. They're the only team in the major leagues that is undefeated when they score at least 4 runs, and they proved last night that they're also winning the 1-run affairs, the close games, the low-scoring games.
Right now, Joe Torre's ball club, any way you want to play it, they can beat you. 6-1 in 1-run decisions.
2-2. I really wish, and I hope we see it in the next couple of years, that Major League Baseball can see a way to fix the schedule so you'll be able to see the Yankees and the Orioles and the Yankees and the Red Sox and the Orioles and the Red Sox hook up. Another strikeout. And there's 2 down now in the 9th. See them play about 18 times a year. I mean, this would be such a great year with the Red Sox improving and the kind of team the Orioles have. And instead of playing Kansas City and Minnesota and these teams 10, 11 times a year, play them 6 and play the other guys head to head.
You know, the problem being, though, is that the Yankees are a big draw.
I know.
And the other owners like Kansas City and Minnesota, they don't want the Yankees staying on the East Coast. They want them to come to their ballparks.
Cash is king.
Exactly.
But don't they see that they would also develop, even though it wasn't the Yankees, they would develop maybe some rivalries like the Cardinals and the Cubs have.
Yeah, but the Yankees The other clubs didn't have players like Ruth and Gehrig and
that's true.
Mickey Mantle, all that history coming to the ballpark.
Ball and a strike. The Yankees 1 out from winning their 4th in a row. And that would make them see about 17 out of 19, 18 out of 20.
Not to mention 23 World Championships. Yeah, all that history.
Ooh, curve misses. 2-1. Yeah, the thoughts of that slow start of 0-3 and what happened to this team that was so good in spring training are a distant memory. Should do it. O'Neill is there. Well, it's been like pulling wisdom teeth here at Kansas City tonight, but it all ended up in the left-hand column for the Yankees. 12 runs, 14 hits, a grand slam home run by Darryl Strawberry, a win for Andy Pettitte on a night that he did not have his best stuff. Big night for Tino Martinez, 3 hits, including a 3-run homer. Bernie Williams had the hat trick. Everything going right for Joe Torre. We've got a lot to wrap up here at Kansas City when we come back. Yankees win it 12-6, their 4th in a row.
Nobody beats the Whiz. Use your Whiz Privilege Plus card and say yes to no. No money down, no interest, no payments for 90 days on all purchases. In every department up to $3.99. TVs, camcorders, VCRs, audio, portables, and more. Or for 6 months on any purchases of brand names from $399. It's time to say
yes, yes, yes
to service, selection, and great prices at Nobody Beats the Whiz, a Cablevision company.
Call 1-800-THE-DIME.
Okay, tune into Bob's for men's, women's, and kids' Levi's jeans. 501-505-550. Bob's, the only place for Levi's. Wanted. Drivers with good, bad, and ugly credit. No matter what your past credit history, call Auto Solutions toll-free at 1-888-423-AUTO. Your reward? Free qualification for instant automotive credit. It's fast, it's easy, and it's absolutely free. 1-888-423-AUTO to be pre-approved today. The Auto Solutions Auto Loan Phone is completely automated, so it's hassle-free and completely confidential. This is your chance to reestablish your credit without the pressure of a salesman or the hassle of paperwork. First-time buyer, divorce, repossession, slow pay, even bankruptcies. Call now. Even with less than perfect credit, you can pre-qualify for the pre-owned vehicle you've always wanted. 1-888-423-AUTO. Call Auto Solutions, the loan arrangers, for your reward. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Post office and money-saving electronic scale.
So there's no wasted postage.
For a 90-day free trial.
Free is good.
You'll also get the Mail Marketer software.
Create really nifty direct mail to help your business grow.
Call now for your 90-day free trial, and you'll also get our Mail Marketer software absolutely free.
Now watch your business grow. Hey, I look good in red.
Call now and get all this for a 90-day free trial.
The Personal Post Office. Mailing made simple.
At 22,000 we're here to start with. Those that stuck around saw a lot of action. Let's take a look at it on our Cheap and Eagle game summary. 12 runs, 6 of them in the last 3 innings for the Yankees. Andy Pettitte picks up his 5th win. Jeff King had a nice night in a losing cause. He hit a pair of home runs. Yankees have won 18 of their last 20. 3-hit night for Tino Martinez. And another forgotten note for Kansas City, Johnny Damon had 4 hits, but the highlight of the night, Kenny, was right here.
Well, if there was any doubt in this ball game, a 2-run lead instantly turns into a 6-run lead. Darryl Strawberry with the bases loaded. Johnny Damon got the last look at it alive as it leaves the ballpark. It's one of those tricklers. See it roll back down the hill.
Good backspin.
Yeah. And you can see the happy Yankee fans as the Yankees win it. His man came through.
Once again, the final score, the Yankees 12, the Royals 6. Pettit wins it, Haney loses it. Yankees will go for the sweep tomorrow, but first of all, stay tuned for our Jeep and Eagle post-game report coming up next. Ramiro Mendoza will take the mound tomorrow against the veteran Tim Belcher. We'll have it for you starting with our New York Marriott Yankee scorecard at 1:30. Well, Earl Weaver, your former manager, would have been proud of tonight. It was home run derby. That was a solo shot. Then the 3-run homer by Tino. Strawberry capped it off with his 7th grand slam of his career to make the Yankee fans that stuck around very happy. For Leon Schreier, Bill Webb, Eddie Caginelli, for Ken Singleton, Jim Cott saying so long from Kansas City. The Yankees win it 12-6.
New York Yankees baseball has been brought to you by the Dive, the bank that's with you all the way. By the 68,000 professionals at Delta Airlines. By the Discover Card. By your Tri-State GMC dealer, comfortably in command. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz Home Entertainment Center.
I keep them to myself, sweet nothing. Ooh, sweet nothing. Come on, Pete. Better. Throw it home. Mom! Dinner! I'll come in a minute. You don't come in right now. Oh, none of the other moms are coming in. Mom, it's KFC. Gotta go.
Give Mom more time to play. Bring home this KFC meal with 8 pieces of original recipe chicken plus 4 Colonel strips, just $14.99.
If you clean your plate, you can go out after dinner.
Mother's Day. Isn't it time for some really good chicken?
Unfortunately, most drivers are hitting the same place every time. And it's usually when the car insurance bill arrives. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. You may never need your car insurance company early in the morning or late at night. But we offer 24-hour service anyway. Geico, a 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
American Express Small Business Services. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Right. We only work with small businesses.
Why don't we start with your cash flow?
And our equipment financing plan will help spread out the payments.
That'll definitely give you more flexibility.
How about setting up a line of credit?
We can do that.
Then I'll put you in touch with one of our CPAs so you can start getting ready for tax time.
We can always make adjustments when your situation changes.
Call 1-800-SUCCESS to find out how American Express Small Business Services can help you do more.
This is the Jeep and Eagle post-game report. It's brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer. We're going to round up all these Yankees, put them in a bus, and take them to one of the nearby gambling riverboats and see if we can parlay all their winning and good fortune lately. 12-6 the final score tonight. Andy Pettit gets his 5th win, but he was shaky to say the least. Chris Haney takes the loss. He is 2-2. Good evening, everybody. I'm Al Troutwig. We're going to wrap things up and get you to Fox Sports News and a recap of their day of events. But here at Royal Stadium tonight, Kauffman Stadium to be more precise, the Yankees just did it again, and they got a little help as we saw in the video and that controversial play in the late innings. And Darryl Strawberry, for the thousands of Yankee fans who stayed here, gave them exactly what they wanted to see. Another monster shot as the Yankees turned this one, in the end, to a laugher. But nobody in Andy Pettit's camp is going to laugh about this one. Andy struggled with his control all night. The Discover playback payback. Hideki Irabu, after his fine outing yesterday, get a chance to kick back and work on his bubble blowing because it's not up to par. Top of the first inning, Derek Jeter into a stiff wind, drills a solo home run to left off of Chris Haney. Jeter's fourth, but that's all the Yankees got in the first. In the bottom half of the inning, Jose Offerman crushed a double to left center off of Andy Pettitte, just the beginning of his troubles. Johnny Damon scores. The game was tied at 1. That's where we went to the bottom of the second. More Pettitte trouble. First and third, one out. Shane Halter lifts a fly ball to Paul O'Neill in right. He catches and fires, and he's got a gun. Shane Mack is out at the plate in a cloud of dust. 17-minute rain delay. Yankees up 3-1. Jeff King began his home run derby. 2 home runs in the game. It's a solo shot. 3-2 Yankees. In the top of the fifth, Chris Haney, with a stiff wind blowing out to right field, was back on the mound. You cannot pitch Tino Martinez there. This one gets taken out on that nice wind. A 3-run home run, 6-2 Yankees. In the bottom of the fifth, though, more Royals comeback stuff. Jeff King, I told you he hit 2. There it goes. Same spot as the first. This time it's a 2-run shot. The Yankee lead is cut to 6-4. Now the controversy. Bottom of the sixth, bases loaded, 1 out. Paul O'Neill catches the ball, and you see that Mike Sweeney is still on the bag. But watch what happens after Sweeney comes home and the throw is wide and up the line. Tino Martinez sees something and immediately points to third. The Yankees threw it to third for the appeal. Brian O'Nora said out to both Mike Sweeney and to Tony Muser, the manager, and that's when the fans started booing and booing and booing. And Darryl Strawberry burst the game wide open in the top of the 9th inning with the bases loaded. A pinch hit grand slam and a very, very much slowed down trot to enjoy the moment. So the final was 12-6, 14 hits, a lot better than 12. Pettitte the win, Haney the loss. And we will be back and see what Michael Kay was able to get in both clubhouses. Yeah, there were a lot of happy Yankee fans.
The most award-winning brand of 4x4s has done it again. Presenting Jeep Grand Cherokee, just named Best Sport Utility. And now you can lease the leader with a special $319 a month leadership lease or get 1.9% financing. Grand Cherokee, highest in owner loyalty, and now named Best Sport Utility. No wonder year after year, Grand Cherokee always winds up on top. Check out this $319 lease at your dealer.
The City Hawks have landed. Catch all the non-stop action as they battle it out in a Cross River showdown against the Jersey Red Dogs. Monday night on MSG.
Want to get into baseball? Then get Baseball Weekly. You'll get the best and most complete Major League coverage, expert advice for fantasy players, an insider's view of big league baseball, minor league reports on top Major League prospects, and much more. Subscribe now so you won't miss a pitch and get the 1998 Baseball Weekly Almanac free. You'll get complete stats from 97, team-by-team reviews, and 98 previews, a $14.95 value. So call now and you'll get 52 action-packed issues of Baseball Weekly for just 77 cents an issue, plus the 1998 Almanac free with your paid order. So if you want the game, the whole game, and nothing but the game, get Baseball Weekly.
That'll keep you company.
Amoco. You expect more from a leader, and you get it.
We're all over it. The Yanks battle the Royals again after New York City Marriott Scorecard tomorrow on MSG.
This portable Iowa music system features a dual CD changer, double cassette deck, digital tuner, remote control, and Q sound for 3D enhancement. Call 1-800-BUY-IOWA.
22,743 at Kauffman Stadium tonight. Watch the Yankees pound the Kansas City Royals 12-6. Andy Pettitte didn't have his control, but he pitched through it and gets the win. Chris Haney takes the loss. Darren Holmes pitched a 1-2-3 ninth inning as Mariano Rivera was given the night off. This was not a save situation. Now, in the Kansas City Royals clubhouse right now, there is no doubt that they're not talking about Darryl Strawberry's grand slam. They're not talking about Tino Martinez's 3-run home run. They're talking about the play where they got jobbed. It was in the 6th inning when the Royals had the bases loaded and Andy Pettitte was on the ropes. What happened was, with 1 out, there was a fly ball to right field and Paul O'Neill grabs it. This is how it was recorded live simultaneously. This is not any separate videotape sync-up. This is as it was live. The ball is in O'Neill's glove, and Mike Sweeney is clearly on third base. What happened as the ball came into the infield was Tino Martinez was already motioning for everybody to get the ball to third base. I asked Tino a moment ago how come he was so sure, and umpire Brian O'Nora was so sure when he called Mike Sweeney, the runner at third, out because he left too early. And there you see Tony Muser was ejected as well. Tino said, I was absolutely positive I had a perfect angle. Then Tony Muser, who had either gone into the clubhouse or had someone in the clubhouse watch our replay during the commercial break, came back out and was giving it to Tim Sheeta, as if to say, you know, it's not you, it's that guy out there, it's that other guy, Brian O'Nora. That's the one we're mad at. He was absolutely fuming. Royals coach Frank White there, one of the big names in this city, had to get involved, and you can clearly see from that videotape, again, it's not that we synced it up and it was off by a little bit. That's as it was recorded live, so clearly the Royals have a legitimate beef. But you go back to the question, Tino doesn't always say appeal the ball at third base. How was he so certain? And how was Brian O'Nora so absolutely certain to make the out call when the videotape says no? It's one of the mysteries here, because Tino couldn't wait to get into the clubhouse and see that replay again, because he, as I said moments ago, told me in the Yankee dugout, I was absolutely certain that he left too soon. But the video in that case doesn't lie, and that was a legitimate play, because if Sweeney scores, it was a 1-run ball game, and then the inning continues. Pettitte's still in a jam, only 2 outs. As it was, though, it ended the inning. And then Darryl Strawberry punctuated things with the grand slam. When we come back on the Jeep and Eagle post-game report, we're going to hear from Tony Muser, the manager of the Kansas City Royals, who was ejected tonight after that controversial call.
Hey kids, want to play like the pros? Make yourself a better basketball player at the Gatorade Knicks Summer Camps for Boys. Join Charlie Ward, Herb Williams, and other Knicks players for the hoops experience of a lifetime. The Knicks offer 3 day camps and 2 overnight camps. Session 1 at the Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. Session 2 at the Westchester County Center. Session 3 at Pratt Institute in Brooklyn. Session 4 at Manhattan College in Riverdale. And Session 5 also at Manhattan College. Call 212-465-4100 and register today.
We get busy.
Roll that videotape.
Action. Reaction.
Oh, baby.
Woo.
I will be ready.
Sports satisfaction. Van Earl Wright.
That's
Kevin Frazier.
Fox Sports News. Prime time.
We are there. Midnights on MSG.
Sunday, MSG is your source for extensive Knicks Heat post-game coverage. The Sports Desk Playoff Special Edition, Sunday on MSG Network.
May brings your way with a great lineup of big-time sports action on MSG Network, like New York Knicks basketball. Catch all the action as LJ and company gear up for a playoff run. New York Yankees baseball is in full swing. Watch the Bombers as they battle the rival Orioles, White Sox, and Red Sox. Tune in before most Yankee games for team news, lineups, and features. Al Troutweight hosts New York City Marriott's Yankee Scorecard. Arena football returns to MSG. Catch the Garden's own City Hawks as they battle it out against the Florida Bobcats. MetroStar Soccer returns as they do battle against DC United and the Miami Fusion. Find out what's happening at the Garden and the theater with MSG's own magazine show. Kathleen Murphy hosts At the Garden. MSG is for kids every Saturday morning beginning at 9 with Hot Shots, Soccer Zone, and NHL Cool Shot. Plus, you can always get the latest scores, stories, and highlights on MSG Sports Desk and Fox Sports News. It's a great lineup of May sports action on MSG Network.
We're all over it.
We're back at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City. The Yankees win again, 4 straight, an embarrassment of riches and good luck. This now is Michael Kay's New York Marriott Marquis Clubhouse Report, brought to you by the New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit. And as you might imagine, after seeing that play, the manager of the Kansas City Royals, Tony Muser, would be less than pleased. Michael Kay visited him moments ago.
What was your take on the Sweeney tag-up play?
Well, I think it's obvious that I don't think he left early. That's about the end of it. I disagreed, got ejected, and baseball will go on.
Have you seen the replay which showed that he didn't leave early?
I didn't need to see the replay. I was watching specifically with my own eyes.
What did O'Nora say to you?
He said he left a step and a half early. And then I got a little, excuse me, a little angrier. But that's about the extent of it.
All right, Michael Kay joins us now outside the Yankee dugout. This is the one part that I don't get. I spoke to Tino about it. He's absolutely certain. He said, you know, I don't call appeal plays unless I'm sure. He said, I watched Paul and I watched him. I had the perfect angle. He was absolutely certain. Brian O'Nora was absolutely certain, yet the video says no.
Well, let me ask you one thing, though. How could Tino be absolutely certain? To watch Paul, he had to have his back turned on Sweeney. The only one who could really be certain, I would think, would be Scott Brocious or Brian O'Nora. Tino couldn't watch both guys.
Well,
there's no way.
I'm just going by
because
what
he'd have to look this way and then look that way, and by the time you do that, it does look like he left early. And you know, the one thing that you keep bringing up is the cameras show that he left on time, and everybody keeps saying, well, the cameras aren't in sync. That's their argument.
Well, what we found out later was that this was recorded live. There was no syncing up of tapes in this instance. This is as it was put on tape live.
It really is hard to believe because, you know, Tino was so sure that he left, and O'Nora was so sure that he left. You just heard what Muser said, that O'Nora said it wasn't even close. It was a step and a half. And then you look at the camera replay, and boom, he left just at the right time. So you could see why the Royals would be upset, and you could say, well, the Yankees won 12-6. That's all well and good. But if that run scores and the appeal doesn't work, it's 6-5, and there's a runner on third base. So it's a completely different ballgame at that point.
With Pettit struggling. He didn't have good control tonight at all.
Well, Pettit told me I stunk. He said I couldn't. He said, usually I could always control my four-seamer, you know, get it inside. He said, but not today. I couldn't control anything. He said, it's a really good feeling to have nothing and still get the win.
All right, let's go and focus on Andy Pettit a little bit more. Andy's night, as he said, from the Paul O'Neill School of Summary. I stunk. Andy Pettit now moments ago in the Yankee clubhouse about the play in question.
Did you think, did you see that he left early? Were you the one who called for that?
Tino did. Tino comes running over, and I wasn't paying no attention. That's the last thought in my mind is thinking that I'm going to be able to get it out like that, you know. But, you know, it worked out good for us.
Is it a relief? Because you said you were scuffling to get an out like that?
Definitely. You know, I'd been pretty successful. I felt like I've been burying a lot of the lefties this year. And then Damon's gets 3 hits off of me tonight. And, you know, I was just getting the ball up. I was bad. I had nothing tonight.
Is it nice to get a win when you have nothing?
Yeah, it is nice. You know, that's what I was saying. The guys are just, you know, it's almost like they see that I'm scuffling out there, and they turn it up a notch. And then, you know, when we're pitching good, it seems like we're winning all the games right now. You know, the close ones and then the blowout. So we're just really clicking right now on all cylinders.
Can you explain the scuffling after having won 4 games in a row and pitching fairly well?
It's just one of those things, man. It's pitching, you know. If you go out there, you hardly ever go out there with everything working. The only thing about tonight was I didn't have anything working. I couldn't get my fastball where I wanted. I usually can at least locate my four-seamer in, and I was just leaving balls out over the plate, and so it really just magnified everything a lot more.
Andy's won 5 in a row now and continues to mature before our very eyes. And you see the ease with which he handles his performance tonight, Mike. And I go back to something that Joe Torre told us before the game. He says, I don't worry about them losing their edge because I sense that they're really enjoying being part of something special.
And they've all been around. Most of them have World Series rings. And they realize what happened in '96, something else that Joe Torre brought up. After that great performance in Baltimore, mid-season in '96, they were up by 10 games. And they ended up being up by 2.5 games with a couple of weeks left, so they know how quickly it can evaporate. These aren't young kids who are going to be bowled over by this start. They realize it could change quickly, and give the Red Sox credit. They are right there keeping the Yankees honest.
Darryl Strawberry in 1 week puts it into the black at Yankee Stadium and puts it into the green here at Kauffman Stadium.
I asked Joe Torre about it. He said this is a man that's comfortable with his role, whatever his role is, and the most important thing is he's healthy. He hasn't been healthy for a long time, at least for a full season, and Strawberry is really on the verge of putting up a monster year without being an everyday player.
Time for one last quick thought about the game. Anybody's performance stand out?
I thought O'Neill was pretty impressive. O'Neill and Tino Martinez, because they had very bad numbers against Haney coming in, and then they hang in there and they put up big numbers. O'Neill is coming. I think the home run will come soon.
Well, he's coming. Tino Martinez already there. Derek Jeter a home run as well as the Yankees win this game tonight, 12-6. Mike, have a good time tomorrow.
You have a good time in Miami.
All right, we hope to do that. 12-6, the final score. The Yankees winning. They go for the sweep tomorrow afternoon here at Kaufman Stadium on MSG. And Michael Kay will guide you through the New York City Marriott Yankees scorecard at 1:30 Eastern Time right here on MSG. I'll be part of our post-game coverage of the Knicks Game 5 with Miami from Miami Arena. It's tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, a special playoff edition of the MSG Sports Desk. Coming up next, Fox Sports News recaps a busy day in sports. As you look at some of the images of tonight, Andy Pettit will want to erase these tapes. Jeff King going long twice. David Wells and Hideki Irabu bonding in the corner of the Yankee dugout as the hits kept on coming. Tino Martinez riding a stiff wind into the seats in right. Yankees 12, Royals 6. Joe Torre has another one in the books, and the Yankees are 19-6. Meanwhile, from the Royal perspective, they think this was one that was definitely taken away as Brian O'Nora throws out Tony Muser in that controversy in the bottom of the 6th. And then Darrell puts the capper on the evening. 432 feet worth of awesome. Good night, everybody.